Hi, this is another video in the series that I'm doing on some of the fundamental mindsets, capabilities and skills that I think is critical for the leader in 2022 that is really interested in being more deliberate and purposeful in the way that they lead themselves, their teams and their organizations. Last time I spoke about that skill of receiving feedback and how it is essential if you want to be able to see your blind spots more clearly and invest in your growth, not just taking feedback on board, but actively soliciting feedback. So today I just wanted to talk about a subset of that skill, and that is deep active listening. Sounds so simple, but it is a skill which has a mindset associated to it that you can deliberately and intentionally practice. So today I wanted to talk about two things that will get in the way of being an excellent deep active listener. The first is time. And I think it's a pressure we all feel, not just in our work lives, but in our personal lives as well. But if you are sitting in a conversation or even walking into a conversation with a staff member that really requires you to be very present, time is your greatest enemy. It puts pressure on you and diverts your focus, even if it's only your internal focus. So what I would like you to do, if you practiced one thing for the rest of the week, is just be aware of what time can do to how present you are in a conversation, and interrupt those thoughts that you're having as you walk into that conversation. Remind yourself of why it is so important that you are active, present, and really listening to everything about not just what the person's saying, but everything else that's indicating to you how they're feeling about that subject, topic, or project. The second thing that is going to get in the way of deep active listening skills is being comfortable with that uncertainty of the environment where you are being quiet and present and listening and allowing for the space for that person to be able to either find the answer to the question that you've asked them, or to be able to articulate how they're actually feeling about a situation. The challenge for us as human beings, especially if you've been someone who's been very action orientated, is that we can want to jump in because the silence makes us feel uncomfortable, and potentially make that person feel more comfortable by providing solutions or adding more information into the space that you had created with a question. But also it needs a level of vulnerability for you to be okay with not potentially knowing the answer or knowing what's going to come next in the conversation. You know, I see deep active listening as an act of surrender in some ways, surrendering control, surrendering the need to know or have an answer for a situation, or even the need to be able to provide the solution for someone and control the direction of the conversation. So that's it. Just want to keep it simple. Before you can become great at active listening, you have to be aware of the things that get in the way. Two things primarily that get in the way of that skill: your time and the constraints that you have, even if it's just in your mind, your constraints around how much time you've got available for that conversation. And the second is being comfortable with how uncomfortable and how vulnerable you have to be with silence. I hope you've got value out of that. Just spend some time being aware of those two things for the next week or so. And I'll see you next time.